Liverpool's October 2025 collapse has become one of the most jarring fall-offs the Premier League has ever seen from a defending champion. A team that lifted the trophy with swagger just a few months ago suddenly looks like a collection of talented individuals trying and failing to remember how to play like Liverpool FC. Chelsea, Manchester United, and Brentford have all delivered punches in brutal succession, turning excitement into panic across the fan base. Chelsea picked apart a fragile defensive structure in a 2-1 win. United punished every transition mistake in a loss that looked worse than the scoreline suggested, and Brentford looked like the better drilled force in a 3-2 humiliation. A month ago, Liverpool were talking about back-to-back titles. Now it's 3 straight league losses and the aura is gone. They have over 60% of the ball most weeks, but it's possession with no purpose, passing for passing's sake, because no one knows what comes next. 10 games in, the numbers scream regression. 5 wins, 1 draw. For losses, a +2 goal difference. For a team that blasted its way to 84 points last season, this isn't a blip anymore. This is a warning siren. The heart of the problem? Liverpool looked disjointed in every department. The defense plays one style, the attack another, and the midfield is left wondering who exactly they're meant to be linking with. Van Dijk is still class on the ball and in duels, but he's surrounded by moving parts that don't move together. Defensive rotations are late, second balls go unclaimed, and set-piece organization feels like a weekly gamble. The backline steps up while the midfield drops, and the distances between players are so stretched that opponents need only one vertical pass to break the entire shape. Under Klopp, Liverpool's identity was simple, compact, intense, suffocating. Under Slot, the intention is to play structured positional football. But right now, the execution is miles behind the theory. In midfield, Mac Allister is tasked with being the anchor, the creator, and the stabilizer, all at once. Gravenberch has the tools, but not the consistency, and the supporting cast looks like they're still learning the choreography of this new system. When pressure hits, when a game gets scrappy, when momentum swings, there's no collective response. The team loses control because there's no shared instinct yet. It's like watching 11 players reading from different chapters of the same book. And then the attack, or rather, Mohamed Salah versus the world. 8 goals already, and every one of them feels like a bailout job. Isak runs hard, but plays like someone who trusts chaos more than chemistry. Wirtz dribbles brilliantly, but finishes like he's trying to paint the goalposts rather than hit the net. The patterns aren't there. The triangles are missing. The front 3 aren't combining. They're taking turns. There's no ruthlessness, no fluidity, and no smell of inevitability anymore. Slot's philosophy demands patience, rotations, spacing, automatisms. These things take time. But Liverpool are leaking points while trying to learn. Injuries have forced square pegs into round holes. The emotional transition from Klopp to a new era is proving heavier than the club expected. Even the confident 5-1 Champions League performance versus Frankfurt looks like an outlier, a flash of what could be, surrounded by weeks of what isn't working. Step back, and it becomes even scarier. This team isn't title race ready. They're barely holding on to top 4 territory. City are ruthless. Arsenal look consistent. United suddenly have momentum. Liverpool, instead of reigning the league, are trying to survive their own identity crisis. Without smart January reinforcements, especially a real defensive midfielder and a center-back who can stabilize the line, the reigning champions could slide into a trophyless season with frightening ease. Liverpool aren't falling apart because of one flaw. They're falling apart because all the pieces haven't clicked into place yet. This is a team stuck between eras. No longer Klopp's Liverpool, but not yet Slot's either. And that in-between state is where titles are lost. This is the Premier League. It doesn't wait for you to figure it out. If the Reds don't rediscover cohesion, belief, and purpose soon, May will arrive with nothing left to defend. The message is simple. Wake up, gel, fight, before the season becomes one giant what if.